temporary. It's the central theme behind this massive new claim. A claim that says that 200-year-old impossibility in algebra? Well, maybe it was never really impossible to begin with. Okay, so what are we even talking about here? At its core, this whole thing is about finding the exact answers, mathematicians call them roots, to really complex algebraic equations. You can think of it like this. Imagine a super complicated loopy roller coaster track, and you need to find the exact points where that track hits the ground. For a simple little hill, easy. But for the wildest, most complex roller coasters you can imagine, the belief was that finding those exact ground level points was, well, literally impossible. So let's get into it. What was this mathematical wall, and why did everyone think it was so unbreakable for so long? Okay, this is the wall. It has a name, Abel's impossibility theorem, and it was proven way back in 1824. What it basically said was, look, you can find perfect, exact formulas for equations up to the fourth degree, but anything more complex than that, fifth degree or higher, forget about it. It's unsolvable. And for 200 years, you guys, this wasn't just some theory. It was treated as a fundamental law of mathematics. And this timeline, wow, it really puts into perspective just how long that door was slammed shut. I mean, you see progress back in the 1500s with mathematicians figuring out equations up to the fourth degree. And then, bam, Abel's theorem in 1824 doesn't just close the door, it locks it, deadbolts it, and throws away the key. And then for 200 years, nothing, just silence until now. Which brings us to today. So how exactly is someone challenging a 200-year-old mathematical law? This is where Professor Murad Sultan Azuides steps onto the scene. And get this, he's not just claiming to have solved a little fifth degree equation. Nope. He's claiming a solution for a 20th degree one. And his argument is just fascinating. He's basically saying, hey, Abel's theorem isn't wrong. It was just a conclusion that everyone reached using an incomplete toolkit. And this is super important. We're not talking about a minor tweak here. Azuides' theorem is a whole new way of thinking about it. Instead of trying to bust the lock with a hammer, it's like he's found a way to listen to the lock's own internal mechanics and gently persuade it to, well, to unfold and reveal the combination. It's a method that just sidesteps all those old roadblocks. So let's break it down. The old way versus the new way. How does this new approach actually claim to work where centuries of math just failed? And when you put them side by side, the difference is it's night and day. The classical way basically threw up its hands, accepted impossibility, and settled for close enough answers from computers. This new claim, it rejects that completely. It's aiming for 100% symbolic answers. That means perfect, exact solutions written out with math symbols, not just some long string of decimals. It's a total philosophical flip. So this really gets to the why. Why did the old way fail? Well, the patterns inside these equations just got way too complex for the tools they had. The analogy of trying to build a skyscraper with just a hammer and nails is perfect. The argument here is that the problem was never that the skyscraper couldn't be built. The problem was that the mathematicians were stuck with a Stone Age toolkit. Okay, so how does this new method claim to just leap over every single one of those barriers? What's the engine behind this thing? The central idea is actually beautiful. Instead of forcing the solution, the method gets the equation to generate its own answers. It's a process where the problem itself reveals the solution through a chain of perfect, exact algebraic steps. So conceptually, it works like this. Step 1, you map out the equation's deep, hidden structure. Step 2, you apply these special transformations to break down the complexity. Think of it like methodically untangling an incredibly complex knot, one perfect move at a time. And then step 3, you just pull the exact answers, the roots, right out of that now untangled form. And the key, the absolute key, is that there's zero approximation. Every single step is pure and exact. And that brings us to this number, 100%. We're not talking about a 99.999% approximation. We're not talking about a close enough answer that a supercomputer spits out. We are talking about 100% mathematical certainty. The solutions are purely symbolic. They are the answers, verifiable with pure algebra. Okay, so let's zoom out. If, and it's a big if, this claim holds up to the intense scrutiny of the global math community, well, the implications are huge, way bigger than just solving one really hard problem. What this work is really arguing is that algebra might not have an upper limit at all. that any polynomial, no matter how ridiculously complex, can be solved in an exact way. Remember that impossible wall from the beginning? This suggests it was never a wall. It was just a horizon, a boundary that was waiting for someone to come along with a new way of seeing things. And I think this quote from the source just says it all. This is the true continuation of algebraic science, from approximation to exactness, from impossibility to discovery. It perfectly frames this not as some rebellion against the past, but as the next natural step for mathematics, moving out of the shadows of close enough and into the light of exactly right. So, in the end, this is a story about challenging a 200-year-old truth. And it really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other long held impossibilities are out there, just waiting to be solved? What walls in science and in our world are not really walls?